you this week on Cranberry Coast Concerts. We are arriving at your TV screen each week to let you know about what's happening at New England's most unique music festival.
Cranberry Coast Concerts.
Yes, Cranberry Coast Concerts, indubitably.
Cranberry Coast Concerts.
How many ways can we say Cranberry Coast Concerts? That's what this is about, folks, and welcome to the program.
Welcome.
And we have many things to present to you today, including these two lovely ladies, which we'll present to you momentarily. But before we begin with that fun and games, it's time to let you, our viewers, know that we greatly value your input. So we're going to present to you now a new segment called Fan Mail Down. Yes, let's see what's in this week's mailbag. Oh my goodness, I like this one particularly. It says, "Dear Mr. Whipple and Ms. Morales, my family and I wanted to thank you for promoting the music of our ancestor, A. Schmoll. It's nice to know that people are still finding his music and enjoying it. We only wanted you to know how to pronounce our family name." Oh, we got to check this out. It is pronounced Schmoll.
Schmoll, you said?
Schmoll.
Schmoll.
Which rhymes with doll, which makes the jokes you made last week rhyming with perhaps a pole more than a bit irrelevant.
Oh my God.
I and my family thank you for this opportunity to make this correction. Sincerely, C. Schmoll.
C. Small.
Yes, C. Schmoll.
Small.
Not P. Schmoll, but
No,
C.
Small.
So, that's the only viewer mail today. So if you'd like to have your message read on the show, we'd like to ask you to please send it to This Week on CCC, care of WCTV, and the address is 505 North Main Street, Wareham, Massachusetts, 02571.
Or you can email us at ccc@whitmall. That's, my God, it's like a schmoll is stuck in my head now.
CCC
at
whipmo.com. Whipmo, WHIPMO.com.
Yeah.
And hey, Marilyn, you know something? Camp CCC is basically right on top of us here. And if we could get Steve to put the brochure up on the screen, we have 4 wonderful weeks of camps beginning on July 8th, Monday through Friday, then 1 week off, then 2 more weeks beginning on July 29th. And hey, Marilyn, why don't you tell us about some of the camp activities this summer?
Oh my goodness. You know, we're going to have a circle. Well, they're going to have a circle. You know, Michelle was talking about it so much. And actually, I think that if they want to have more information, they should call her at 508-759-2214. But I was saying that in between all the things that they're going to be having, they're going to have some beautiful stars. And talking about beautiful stars, we have 2 beautiful stars with us today. And I take great pride in introducing them because we women have to stick together, you know, especially with my damn composer too, because I am composer too. So
and since the women
give me
are
5, girl.
Right
on.
And since the women are going to stick together, I guess it's the man who gets to make the announcement on the thing you didn't read before that lovely introduction.
Well, I'm always improvising, you know me.
I know.
To improvise.
Very beautifully too, cara mia. So, we needed to tell you too, before we get into the interview with these wonderful performers, CCC needs some things from the community. We need volunteers, we need sponsors and advertisers, but most of all, we need to see you at the concert.
Yes.
And speaking of concerts, now these 2 very special guests today.
Yay!
We have pianist and composer Suzanne Sheppard and her sister Lisa Hadley, vocalist. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yeah, very happy to be here.
Well, would you like to ask the first question, Madame Morales, since you're so proud of these women performers?
Well, you know, everyone always asks us, what made you decide to become a musician? And I think it's such a personal question, and so giving it to the two of you. So, okay. You want to start, Suzanne?
I actually have always known I wanted to be a musician. I never thought about anything different. It was like, it was my identity ever since I was a child. I started the piano at the age of 3 with my mother, who was a piano teacher. And growing up, I took piano lessons, of course, and composition lessons starting at the age of 8. And when I was about 11 years old, I knew I wanted to be a composer.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
And this is great, too, because you know something? We're also composers, as many people know. And I think it gives us an opportunity to ask because, you know, piano teachers and voice teachers are very prevalent in our culture. But how does one go about finding a teacher of composition?
Yes.
This is tricky.
It's true.
Very hard.
I
went
well,
through that,
also, it is. And also, I find it's very hard to find students who are really seriously interested in studying composition. A lot of my piano students have expressed an interest in it, but there's definitely a special talent in being able to create.
Yep.
And even though I've worked with some of these students, there's that line between wanting to write, but having this natural ability that you can create, and it just comes to you without effort. So I have not found really many students. I've only had one in all my years of teaching that has had that ability. She was making up all kinds of pieces left and right, and I would transcribe them for her because she didn't know how to write them down.
That's the real neat trick, too,
Yeah.
is teaching the mechanics of composition
Yes.
to a serious student of composition. It's something that I think one of the things we try to promote also, people ask us in different areas that we perform in, do you know of composition teachers? So part of the trick is marketing
Yes.
composers who teach
Right.
and connecting parents and students who are serious about that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, it's like they all think that you can compose by doing it in the computer, but that's so silly. I mean, you really need to put it on paper first and then go to the computer. You know, it's not pressing buttons.
No,
you
it
know,
isn't.
So,
yeah, you have to get the
Yeah.
ideas
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
before they
yeah.
become
We call it
really good.
freeware.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that a lot of students need to be able to play an instrument before they can even write anything.
Right.
They have to have had musical study and understand from theory, form, how music is put together. It's not just a bunch of notes.
Yep.
So, you know.
And also one thing I think you'll probably agree with this as well too, that it's nice to learn different instruments, but for people who want to learn composition, having some keyboard skills, even if you aren't
Yes.
planning on being a concert pianist, is essential, right?
I agree, yes, definitely, because the piano has the full range of the orchestra at your fingertips. You can play chords, unlike instruments like a clarinet or a flute, only plays one note at a time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
And if I can say something
Yes, yes, yes.
at this
Sorry.
moment, no, it's
Yeah.
fine. I figured it was maybe a good time to chime in. Like Suzanne, we have the same mother, and I started also very early playing piano, as you're saying. And I, again, like Suzanne, realized as I got older, I was also about 8 years old. I don't know if that's the magic number, but at that point, I started studying with a professional voice teacher. She was just a hometown teacher, but she had graduated from the New England Conservatory, and she was a very good early teacher. But it was about that age that I realized, oh, I just really love singing. I just love this, and
the
I
lights
loved
went on.
and I loved being up in front of people doing it. You know, right? So my point that I was trying to make earlier about playing the piano is I have no regrets whatsoever. First, hearing all of that music and being able to play for myself. Now I can sit down and I can play the accompaniments because often I get music, you know, learn this, and instead of sitting there saying, gee, I wish I knew what the accompaniments sound like, I can play it, and I'm no prodigy on the piano, but I can play it enough so that I have a general idea of what it's sounding like.
You make a wonderful point there, too,
Yeah.
which is that in our experience with working with a wide variety of musicians, that you can pretty much separate vocalists into two camps. There are those who just sing, and there are those who sing and have a broader knowledge of music because they've had some other kind of musical training. I mean, whether it's piano, violin, or something, they also have another way of entering the musical process.
That's right.
And it's neat. It's great that you touched on that theme.
Yeah.
And someone once told me, I don't know if it was you, but someone once told me, and it always stuck with me, that the piano is a great instrument to start with
Yes.
because unlike everything else, it's instant satisfaction. You play a C, there it is.
Yeah.
So you're hearing those pitches as they are right when you're first playing an instrument.
Yeah.
You're not fiddling to find it.
it's a very
or even
visual
singing.
instrument.
Right, exactly.
that's
Where
right.
singing is not that way at all. So much of singing is felt in trying to understand the mechanisms of your voice and what your teacher is telling you. That takes a long time to get that. To
Find the sound.
right. Where piano, you're hearing it. It's such a gratifying instrument to play first.
Absolutely.
And so it's a great
I wish my
instrument.
students felt that way.
And especially when your piano is in tune, that's
Right,
also
yeah.
the key. A lot of folks have pianos lying around their house, and they wonder why, young
that's
Johnny or
right.
Susie isn't interested, but they haven't been tuned in 10 years. By the way, call Chris Brown, our piano technician. We'll get you his information.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
I have a question for you, Lisa. What do you prefer to sing? Opera or pop, like classics, Broadway? What's your favorite thing to sing?
I love a lot of music. People often ask me that question. It's so hard to
Well, you
answer.
sing everything so beautiful,
It's very difficult. I will tell you, there is a satisfaction of singing with others that I don't get as a soloist. And I really enjoy singing in a group. And I especially enjoy it, like I have a church job every Sunday morning, and I had one for years at King's Chapel in Boston. I happen to sing somewhere else now, but there's a feeling that you get singing really great music with a group of people that are great singers, and you're making this intense sound. It's just a feeling that is overwhelming. And I don't know if I can say it's my absolute favorite, because I don't know if I have one, but I will tell you it's an amazing experience. If anyone can ever have that experience, there's nothing like it.
Well, coming up actually this summer too, we have the CCC Chorale, which I have to say with some really great pride that
Yes.
both of you were part of
Yes.
last summer
Yes.
in
That was
giving the world
awesome.
premiere of my work,
Oh
Macabre
my
Festo. And for those of you who weren't there, Lisa has this amazing range, which you'll hear later today in the program. Her range in the piece covered all the way from high alto to actually a low
Really
woman's
low
tenor
alto, yeah.
sound. So it's really your voice, I found, has kind of many of the qualities of like a cello. You have such
Yes.
an extraordinary range.
That's funny. Actually, Rossini wrote a number of operas for mezzo, because he knew, which I am a mezzo soprano, he knew this woman who was a mezzo who actually had a freak voice, they say. Her range was like 2.5, 3 octaves. It was huge. Yeah, it was.
Holy.
And so he wrote this music thinking, oh, yeah, well, I guess most people could sing this, And there's a lot of mezzos that struggle with Rossini, but that's what your piece was like. That's all I could think of when I was singing your piece. This is like Rossini.
It was a big part, and you handled the challenges deftly and beautifully. It was one we're looking forward to trying to program you
And
that
so
next
did
year,
Suzanne, because she sang with us too in that choir.
Yes, amateur.
That was some hard work last year.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
But I'm looking forward to hearing your musical.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not premiering it this year, but
Right.
hopefully, knock on wood, next year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
And actually, in the concert with Linda and Steven, they premiered one of my pieces. And I got to tell you, it was so hard for me not to start to cry, because it's I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's almost like having a child being born.
Yes,
you
it
know?
is. I've often
and
thought
it's
that
like,
about
I
writing.
mean, I was there going, oh my God, don't cry, don't cry,
Yes.
In fact, too, Suzanne, some of the works on the program are your original works, right?
Yes,
Could
that's
you
right.
tell us a
Oh,
little
wow.
bit about that?
Yes.
Sure. My sister Lisa will be singing my songs of contemplation, and they're a set of art songs set to Robert Frost text. And she will be doing a fabulous job, not only singing but acting. The second song requires acting ability. And I wanted that purposefully because there are a lot of rests in the music where the singer is supposed to be portraying what's going on in the song, in the text. And she does such a great job. You'll be amazed. So
it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
thank
The
you.
lockless door. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're looking very much forward to that, and we should say for our viewers too, if you'd like to hear the Sheppard Sisters in performance at Cranberry Coast Concerts, you can attend our concerts in Attleboro at Murray Unitarian Universalist Church, 505 North Main Street. That's going to be July 11th at 7:30 p.m. Did I get that straight?
Yes, yes.
Aha,
Yes. You passed this time.
7:30 p.m. July 11th in Murray Unitarian Universalist Church, Attleboro, and then they'll be repeating the program on Friday, the next day, July 12th, at Eastern Bank in Wareham. And if you would like to have some brochures mailed to you, again, you can email us, ccc@whipmo.com. You can also snail mail us here at WCTV 505 Main Street in Wareham 02571. Kind of easy to remember because the address here is 505 as it is in Attleboro. But after all this talk about the Sheppard Sisters, what do you say we listen to them perform a couple of selections?
Yeah.
So we're going to have a sneak preview of the concert by the Sheppard Sisters, and here they are for your enjoyment.
Amourette, un oiseau rebelle que nul ne peut apprivoiser. Et c'est bien en vainquant l'appel, seule nuit qu'on vient de refuser. Rien n'est fait, mais non se prière, le parle bien, l'autre se tait. Et c'est l'autre que je préfère, il n'a rien dit, mais il me plaît. L'amour est enfant de bohème. Il n'a jamais connu de loi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Si je t'aime, prends garde à toi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Mais si je t'aime, si je t'aime, prends garde à toi. Wait for love and you wait forever. Don't wait at all, it comes to you. Try to grasp it, it's far too clever. It flies away into the blue. Love has so many forms and shapes. Each day it wears a new disguise. Think you've caught it and it escapes to catch you later by surprise. That's love for you. That's love for you. A heart in love is quickly burned. It knows no law except its own desire. If I should love you and you spurn me, I'm warning you, you play with fire. If I should love you, don't ever try to spurn me. My friend, remember, if I love you, you play with fire. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark.
Oh my God, Marilyn, wasn't that wonderful?
That was beautiful.
I can't wait to hear this performance. It's going to be fantastic. Again, folks, that's July 11th, Thursday, Murray Unitarian Universalist Church, 505 North Main Street in Attleboro. And then Friday, July 12th at Eastern Bank, 226 Main Street in Wareham. Come and join it. You're going to have a wonderful time.
Yeah, Murray is the Unitarian is at 7:30.
7:30 p.m.
And
at Murray.
the Eastern Bank is at
7 o'clock.
p.m.
That's
Yes.
right. And by the way, this week on Cranberry Coast Concerts,
Drum roll, please.
we present artists from Spectacular Night.
Once
more time?
Yeah.
Spectacular Night. That's right. So don't miss that, folks. I tell you, we're going to have such a great time.
My gosh, every week is so cool.
It's great. But
It's
you know,
really,
now
really nice.
I'm afraid we have to say goodbye. So now we dance.
dance.